Hey everyone, welcome to the Triangle Hustle podcast, where life, hustle, and construction collide in the heart of California. I'm Lila, your PPE and safety expert.
I'm Rocio, saving you money with insurance and workers' comp.
And I'm Frank, for all your trash and disposal needs. Whether you're swinging hammers or closing deals, this show is built for those who want to level up in business and in life.
From the job side to the boardroom, we're bringing you real talk, real challenges, and our favorite real wins.
Thanks for joining us.
What's up? How are you guys doing?
Hello.
Hi. It's been a minute.
Doing?
We're back. We're back.
This is the last episode of the year.
Is it the last episode
It
of the year?
is, because
Thank
the year is
God.
ending in 3 weeks.
No, I'm just kidding. What? No, we got time for 7 more. One a day for the next 7 days. Who's down?
I'm down.
You're down for everything.
I'm
That's why I
kidding.
like you. No, let's not. Let's make it the last one.
It is the last
I need a break.
Me too.
Everybody's been doing so much.
Yeah.
It's been a lot.
It's been a lot. Not just with work, right? Because work is besides work, right?
Well, the holidays bring their own work.
Yeah.
And it's work before it's fun. And we look
Yeah.
forward to the fun, but right now it's the work part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
It's been the recovery part for me. I've been doing a lot on the recovery side, just helping people out.
That's so nice.
But that
'Tis the
brings me,
season.
it brings us to today's special guest.
We
Yes.
have an incredible guest.
I
his
met
name?
these Fausto
Fausto
and
and
Marco,
Marco.
business partners,
Yep.
/ pastor / great stories / great humans.
Yes.
I met them for a brief minute in the parking lot, and amazing individuals. I am so excited. I'm gonna step out of this one. You know, 2's company, 3's a crowd, and besides, 2 guys, 2 girls. That's the way it should be.
Yes, that
right?
makes sense.
Anything
Yes,
else would be
thank
a little
you.
weird.
It would be. I'd be a little nervous.
Yeah, a little nervous. But I'm excited. I know it's going to be a great episode. Just meeting the 2 individuals and knowing you 2, you guys got this. I can't wait for this one to come out. I just know it's going to be super, super special.
You guys want to introduce yourselves?
Yeah, Marco, you can go first.
Yeah. So I wouldn't rather be anywhere on a Saturday morning myself. You know, super blessed that Fausto invited me out here, and super grateful for you ladies and what you're doing and the lives that you're impacting. My name is Marco Ferrante. Family, I always like to take it back to culture, because culture played a huge part along my journey, right? So mother was born in Corleone, Sicily. Father was born in Palermo, Sicily. I was born in New York, Staten Island. I was raised in North Jersey, Freehold to be exact. But outside of that, you know, I'm a father, I'm a husband, I'm a son, I'm a business owner. I wear many different hats, but outside of those hats, I'm a man of God over all things, on assignment, here to be of service, to touch that person who's still struggling, who's still suffering, and over all of it, that person who has experienced what I have experienced and has been through the pain that I have been through. Now that I've made it out on the other side, I just seek to give away this gift of life that's been so freely given to me. That gift of life it's freedom, it's peace, it's joy, it's love, genuine, authentic relationships just like this. That's what I want people to find, connection, right? And to realize that there is a life beyond your absolute wildest of wildest dreams that's ahead of you, right? I'm a firm believer of that. You know, my life is a prime example of that. I'm a testimony of that. And I believe that our testimonies are the greatest recipe to somebody else's success. So this life is no longer, you know, about me. I love my wife dearly. She is the glue to my life. My children are my world. And the people I surround myself with. That's the reason why I do what I do today.
Amen to that.
Love it. I
You
love
mentioned
it.
pain.
Yeah.
Can we dive into what pain you're talking about?
Yeah. The pain of being alone, you know, being inside a room, but never feeling a part of. You know, I was always an overthinker as a kid. even still today, I just direct my thoughts in a different direction, right? But the pain of being left alone, you know, as a young kid, you know, my father wasn't around much, you know, always on business trips, right? I was raised by my mother. You know, my father was in the pizzeria business as a kid, so he was always busy with work and things of that nature. You know, so as a young kid, I didn't have that, you know, that father figure in my life at that time. Then later on, you know, he was present, but yeah, just that feeling of even being in a room with, you know, 1,000 people, but still feeling like I was alone.
Well, I just want to point out something he didn't mention, though, that's amazing, is that this man, it helps thousands of people a month that struggle with addiction and mental health with his company. But not only does he help them, but he, even like the staff, all of us, is that he treats us all with like love and respect. And we're all people in recovery, whether it's addiction, mental health, codependency, and just life. And so like this man right here helps so many people out. You know what I mean? And that's a blessing because nobody's doing what he's doing. You know what I mean? He helps a lot of us heal a lot of childhood wounds from the past. So I'll point that out.
That's awesome. We're so happy that you're here.
But me, so my name is Fausto Castellanos. I'm Mexican.
Me too.
Yeah, a lot of people sometimes think I'm like Persian or Middle Eastern.
Me too.
Sometimes I say yes to it depending on the day. You know, I'm like, yeah, you know, well, it's not exotic.
Yeah.
And I grew up in Orange County, California. And
How old are you?
33. So the same age as Jesus when he died.
Right.
Fun fact.
Grew up in Orange County, California, and grew up with, a narcissistic father, a mother that struggles with codependency. So grew up with a sense of, never feeling good enough, right? That's kind of always been my challenge in life. But what I do now is, clinical counselor, motivational speaker, YouTuber, podcast host. I own a peptide company. I do ministry. I'm a jump roper. I don't know. I just love helping people. You know, my philosophy in life is I felt every pain known to man, personally, to myself, or seen it. I grew up in poverty, so I can understand every single thing that it's like to suffer. So now I can be the answer to all the suffering, right? You need money, I'll give you money. You need family, I'll give you family. You need love, I'll give you love. You need someone to care, I'll care. Your mom's going through cancer, I know what that's like. You're going through addiction, I know what that's like. You're epileptic, I know what that's like. You've been sexually abused as a kid, I know what that's like. You know, death, all that stuff. So I just want to be the answer to people's problems. I want to be the person that goes out of their way because I already know what you're thinking. I don't want you to have to ask me for a raise. I don't want you to ask me to care about you. I don't want you to have to ask me for that favor. I'll just do it because I know you're thinking that. Because I wish someone did that for me.
That's powerful.
Yeah.
You're right. Well, once we experience the pain, we are like the perfect person to help in the recovery and the healing to somebody that's going through that pain. Because the level of understanding is just there. So like you said, there's no guessing. You already you're almost reading their minds.
Yeah. It's like a hidden language. We just know.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Another good one, Fausto. Hidden language, yes, yes. But I did have a question for you. You said, your dad was an entrepreneur. We understand that, I'm one as well.
Hard worker.
Absolutely. Life balance, usually in the beginning when you're growing something is almost impossible. If you throw in the addiction component, then things can really be to a point where you're absent.
Yes.
So you said, my dad was really busy, and then he came back later in life. Because I feel like I have that with my children, absent in addiction for 10 years.
Right.
And they were young. Well, my son Nick was 8, so you figure till he was 18, there was a big absence. Tell me a little bit about how that affects you.
You know what? We see it in the recovery community all the time. A lot of people have, we call them daddy issues, right? So,
this time it's mommy issues.
And it goes either way, right? But, in the recovery community, the drugs aren't the problem. The biggest problem is we call it the love drug, right? So if you're not finding that within your home now, don't get me wrong. My mother, she loved me to death, right? Literally till death. right? My father was doing what he had to do. My father came from Germany because he moved from Sicily to Germany from work, right, to America with $5 in his pocket. He started off scrubbing floors, cleaning dishes, humble beginning. So I'm super grateful I got to experience that as well. But then it led into working just nonstop, right? Pizzeria business, it never shuts down. So I come from your typical Sicilian family, right? Pizzeria business, butcher shop, food distribution, that's where we come from. So not having that inside the home, I had freedom. After school, I'm hanging out with the friends, right? Dad's not checking up on me, right? The mom can do so much. So it starts off with the little things, you know? It starts off smoking some pot. Before you know it, now I can get away with it on a Tuesday, right? Now I'm seeing this schedule that my father's not home until 6, 7 o'clock at night, right? So now I can smoke some weed during the week. And now my friends, they're doing some pills, right? And now it seems like a good idea for me to do some pills, right? And I don't have to worry because I got nobody at home that's looking over me, right? So that direction and that guidance and that facilitating I see as being a parent today is super, super crucial. And it's important, that accountability. I didn't have any level of accountability as a kid. Mm-hmm. And I believe that's what led me on that path. You see, for me, I didn't, my biggest issue was environment and it was curiosity. I was always curious as a kid, but it was drilled into my mind. You don't ask questions. You do as I do, but you do as I say, not do as I do, mm-hmm. right? So that was really, really drilled into me as a kid. So, I found it in all those other places outside of my my home, and I had nobody to answer to,
right?
You know, along my journey.
So then, by the time you're a teenager, you've already made all the wrong choices because, like you said, there's nobody watching you. There's no accountability. So your mom, now I understand why you say she loved you to death.
Oh yeah.
She just wanted to be the mom and dad and just kind of let you do your thing, right? And your dad was more of the structured authority figure.
Very, very authoritative. What people call beatings, we call discipline as kids. But you know,
I got that.
We need that back. No, I'm kidding.
Right, and you know what? I'm super grateful for it because I see the difference between how I was raised and my younger brother was raised. You know, respect is everything to me today. But I mean, as a kid, it's crazy because, you know, as I was on my way here, I was playing the tape back in my mind. And as a baby, you know, they were giving me whiskey to rub on my gums to numb my teeth. You know,
I thought everybody did that.
Right? By 7 years old, my grandfather, my nonno, he's handing me wine with Sprite underneath the table.
At what age?
At 7 years old. Oh. But that wine, it's ingrained into our DNA.
It's an Italian thing.
We make it ourselves. So there's nothing wrong with this. So these generational curses that are being passed down from generation to generation to generation. That's why I believe that a lot of a lot of my addiction, it came from beyond my childhood. It came from my culture. Mm-hmm. It's like embedded into our culture.
The same thing. I was going to say, touch on that with culture too, of Mexicans, Hispanics, right. Because I remember when I was 12 years old, my parents were okay with me taking shots, mm-hmm. having shots. I was had tequila, smoking, right. pot, drinking in high school. That's a normal thing. Mm-hmm. So like when parents would say like, oh yeah, well she's just doing things. She's not doing math. She's just, you know, it's just pot. Right. It's just like, it's okay. And I want to bring this back because I recently spoke with my mom, my real mom, a month ago. We don't have a good relationship. And I think that's like the first time I seen her last year. And she was talking to me. She's like, you know, I'm so proud of you. You've done everything good. And I'm like, you know, you've come out a long way. And I was like, well, I wasn't the best person when I was young. She's like, yeah, but you didn't kill anyone. Right. And I was like, Mom, does that have to get to that extreme?
Yeah.
Where you did, she's like, but you didn't kill anyone. So like,
it's a big.
Yeah, so you're okay.
Yeah.
You're good.
You're good.
You get away with it.
A lot. As long as I don't kill anyone, I can do whatever I want.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm just like,
big window.
And I took to me like, you know what? It doesn't have to be to that extreme because it's so common, right? Because it's like everybody does drugs, so like it's but big deal is it? And it's not a big deal until it starts to consume you. But also to give you guys clarity, like there's no God or structure in both sides of my family, mom and dad's side.
Right.
So it's like all, for them it's
Pretty dark.
yeah.
It's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you said it, right? It starts with just like a little seed, and then it manifests itself into other areas. It doesn't have to be as drastic as killing somebody. It can just be, today as, being a business owner, showing up late. You show up 10 minutes late because you're not accountable to somebody. And then before you know it, the next day you're 15 minutes late, right? And it begins to manifest into all these other areas of our life. But catching these cycles and patterns are essential for us as human beings, not only for ourselves, but for the people around us that we're accountable to. Because as leaders, we hold something that's called influence, right? And people follow what we do, not what we say. So it starts with the littlest things, what are my eyes looking at? What are my ears attending to, right? What am I letting into my mouth, right? Because people are watching.
You both said, young, 7 years old. Can you imagine, like you said, it's in our culture.
Yeah.
So our own family members are giving us something that if at 18 or at 21, when it's legal to happen, you can still become an alcoholic. Imagine you giving that to a 7-year-old who doesn't have any experience in life at all. And then all of a sudden they're starting to feel a certain way. And then all of a sudden it feels kind of good. Can you imagine? By the time they're 10 or 12 years old, it's already a full-blown way of life. And I think about even now with the cell phones, right? We as adults get addicted and we're like right there doom scrolling. Imagine now we're giving it to the children. Can you imagine what's going to happen? And everybody's different, right?
Yeah.
You might be able to drink a little bit of alcohol socially and you're good. You're not, and you cannot. I don't know if it's the trauma that does it or our chemical who we,
I'm allergic to it.
Are you? There you go.
Me too.
Yeah. Good. Really good point.
You give me a little. I tell people, once you go from a cucumber into a pickle, you can never go back again. And once you give it to me, I'm in handcuffs. I'm in the bathroom, right? And before you know it,
I'm getting weird. My gosh.
Yes.
Well, let's go to this for the first question, which is, can you walk us through the journey of your addiction? So how did it start?
Who's first?
Fausto,
Me?
Yeah.
So how I got through it, or how it started?
How it started, and then we'll go into how
you got
through it.
I mean, I was that kid that was always uncomfortable in my skin, right? Full of anxiety, shy, didn't know how to talk to girls, scared to talk to people. All I knew was performance, sports, skateboarding, making funny videos, doing stunts. Like that was kind of my way to connect. I learned at a young age, if I do something cool, extreme, funny, people like me. Because, my dad, narcissistic, wasn't really around, so I was always scared at home, walking on eggshells. So I was constantly full of anxiety. And my mom, I can look back, is very insecure. You know what I mean? So I'm growing up with a very insecure, damaged household. So that's all I know. So, for me, it was just, I'm always trying to find a way to get out of my skin. Whether I dress like that kid or act like that kid or like what that kid likes. That was kind of like my philosophy in life, like raising myself. Like I didn't know. And behaviors like that gave me a release for maybe a minute, an hour, a moment. And I remember it was when I drank the first time, it was like instant relief. That was the fastest thing I found. 13.
Yeah.
It was instant. Yeah. And I just remember being like, whoa, like
I feel good.
Yeah, right? Innocent,
inside,
right? It was innocent.
Inside where all the trauma is.
Exactly. Because I was sexually abused when I was 7. And my mind blocked it out. I remember when I got sober, but so I could talk about it as if I remember the whole thing when I was going through it. But I'm already feeling anxiety and anxious and insecure. And then, you throw on being sexually abused, right? You can imagine it's like, wow.
How long did that go on for?
So the first time was what I remember, right? The first time I only remember.
And who was it?
It was one of the boys in my apartment complex. And so the first time I remember it just being that one moment. It could have been longer or more, but I remember that one moment very clearly in the game room. And the way that I perceived it was the kid that's mean to me is being nice. That's how I experienced it. Mean kid being nice. That was it. Wow. Didn't know what was happening. Just, he's nice to me.
How old was it, the other kid?
He's probably 3 years older than me. He
was like 10, 11?
Probably around that age, yeah. And so that's all I experienced. I didn't experience anything bad. But it was when the kid went back to bullying me the next day where my brain got confused. I was like, well, what just happened? I must have did something wrong. So that's kind of where it started, you know. And then the kids were exposing me to pornography at a young age. All the older kids, you know, I'm like, what am I feeling? What am I seeing? What's happening? And so, you know, when you get sexually abused, it takes away your innocence. It changes the way you look at love, relationships, people. You know, you have to live with it now, right? And you're this kid trying to live with. Imagine being in elementary school and thinking like that kid got sexually abused yesterday, and he's just navigating life with his friends, talking about Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh, trying to figure out like. And I used to think everybody knew. You know, like that guilty conscience when you do something, you think everyone knows what you did. Because I thought I did something wrong, right. I lived with this idea that I did something wrong. So there's another thing I'm trying to suppress. So I was always very suicidal, very like I wanted to just escape. I just wanted I wanted to understand why I was the way I was. You know, like I was stoked to take antipsychotics in ninth grade when I pretended to be crazy. I pretended to hear voices to get out of school. And I thought it was the coolest thing ever because I'm like, oh, maybe I could play this character that I'm crazy. Like this will explain everything, why I feel the way I feel. You know, I was always looking for a reason. So that's why alcohol was to save my life because it was, wow, relief.
Yeah.
And then I felt normal. Oh, cool. I can hang out with my friends. Right. You know, I can go to parties. I can go to events. I can go to anything as long as I have alcohol. So that's what I did. Just drank innocently, drank. I was having fun finally. It was fun. It was excited. I was confident. I felt cool. Friends I felt a part of. And that sparked up, like you said, curiosity. What else is out there that will make me feel? So, you know, YouTube came out around 2006 and I saw people doing ecstasy. And I was like, whoa, what's that? That looks fun, right? People are happy, they're dancing, they're loving on each other. I'm like, that's cool. Because I tried weed at that point, but I hated weed. Weed made me paranoid. Yeah. It made me feel worried. I was already insecure enough. I'm like, oh my gosh. Now I'm like,
looking at me.
Everyone's looking at me.
Everybody knows.
I'm really not going to talk to anybody. I'm like drooling. Right? I'll choose, like I always say, I'll choose meth over weed any day. Yeah. Just saying, if I had to choose one.
My two faves.
Yeah. And so from there, you know, it was just, okay, cool. Well, what else is out there, right? So cocaine, crack, got into meth at 14. And
wow.
And then I got molested by my mom's friend for 6 months.
Your mom's who?
My mom's friend for 6 months. Yeah. And 14 years old, that one I remember everything. You know, I'm 14, so I remember everything. But the part that messed me up was, you know, when you're 14 doing meth, you don't realize what it's doing to you. You know, they have a lot of jokes when it comes to people doing meth, and they call it, you know, they go, when guys do meth, you know, they'll hook up with guys. Then there's a big old thing about that, right? Because what it does to you, right? But I'm a 14-year-old kid. I don't know what it's doing to my brain. So when this man starts touching me, it doesn't feel wrong. But he's 58. I'm 14. You know how wrong that is? But I don't know how to process it. You know, I'm under the influence of meth. I'm 14. Like, I don't know what's happening. I'm just like, well, this feels good. And then it was when probably like a week after that, and I realized, like, dude, I can't sleep. I'm hearing voices. Like, I'm seeing shadow people. Like, I can't function. This is not like alcohol. You know what I mean? Like, I can't do this and live my life. So I stopped.
The methamphetamine,
and then reality started to kick in of what happened to me. I was like, wait, that wasn't right. What was happening in that garage? But I was so afraid because I thought it was my fault. I thought I did something to allow it. So I would still go to the guy's house sober-minded and let it happen. And then, you know what I mean? And it was scary, but, you know, because I thought he would tell my mom, which is crazy. And so that was the first time I prayed to God and go, if you're real, get me out of this. And he did. And now I'm 15 with another trauma to suppress. No one can know. So from 15 to 18, I'm the party guy, you know, house parties. Fausto can drink the most. He has all the ecstasy pills. Fausto's mom's cool. You can sleep at his house after a house party. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just that character. That's all you know what I mean? I'm escaping my reality and playing this character to be accepted. Get tattoos, you know, take steroids, get piercings, you know, you get a car, you know, become a DJ, whatever, you know, be a bartender. There's all these characters playing, trying to escape, you know, and I'm in toxic relationships all the time because I'm toxic, codependent. I need you because I don't feel good enough, right? So I'm just trying to chase all this external validation, and it's never enough, right? And the drinking and the drugs getting worse behind the scenes. And, you know, I get to a place of just, you know, having 3 to 5 grand mal seizures a day. 3 to 5 a day, seizure after seizure after seizure. Just.
Are you still taking drugs at the time?
Oh yeah, I'm taking drugs from the moment I started at 13 till 25. It's going on, right? And it's just getting worse because the money's not helping, right? The girlfriends aren't helping, the job's not helping, nothing's working anymore, right? It's just not. And so it's getting worse and worse to the point where, you know, I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna have 1 Corona today, 1 Corona, have 1 drink, and then I'm hitting up my Connect for some cocaine. Why did I just pick up an ounce of cocaine for myself? What am I gonna, that's stupid. But it's like, I need it. And then once I'm high, it's now where's the meth? Right. And then now, it's been a week and I'm going crazy, but I don't want to feel the come down. So I'm going to keep on getting high. But now I got work. How do I get out of work? Now I got to lie. Now I'm getting fired. Now my mom gets diagnosed with cancer and I'm still not getting sober. Now she's going through chemo, throwing up in the room, and I'm over here having seizures. It's out of control. And so, I was just so mad at this concept. I'm like, if God is real, why is my life like this? There's a lot of pain. And so that took me to a place of, my rock bottom was at that point of just wanting to die in 2017. Yeah.
Rock bottom, that's what it takes, period.
Yeah.
We can ask and beg our loved ones that we love, that we know they're in full addiction and we know they need help and we know what everything, and unless their rock bottom comes, they're not going to do it.
Right.
The
So
video
hard.
you played yesterday in front of everybody was
The reenactment
hard.
of that, yeah.
Yes, touching. For the audience that wasn't there, he played himself suffering, pretty much just suffering. And if the video's public or we could share it, but it's just his internal feelings, and it was strong. I shed a little tear because I think everybody has cried out for help and had
It's
those
on your
pain.
socials, right? I've seen it.
Powerful.
Yeah.
It's
It is.
a pain one.
Touches me
It is.
every
Talk
single
about
time.
when you're in dark, when
And
you're in darkness and
you-
in so much pain.
You were holding a gun in that video to your mouth. Did that happen? Is that 2017?
That's how it was. Guns. I tried drowning myself, taking pills. I was injecting. I used to get NyQuil as a liquid. Use NyQuil, put meth, cocaine, ecstasy, pain pills, crush it up, put in a syringe and inject it.
Wow.
Yeah. So that was bad.
Well, God saved you to have impact.
Yeah. I'm still shocked. Sometimes I think about it. I'm like, I can't let it die.
How did you? Who saved you, or what happened?
Yeah. So I didn't know anything about AA. I didn't know about rehab. I didn't go to church. I didn't know any positivity. I didn't know any of that stuff. So all I knew was when I was a kid, I thought I would always try to do things that I think girls would like, right? Get muscles, be good at whatever. So one of them was like, I'm just gonna be a street magician like David Blaine. I think girls would like a guy who can make a car disappear, float in the air. Right? That'd be pretty cool.
Really?
Right? Yeah.
Interesting.
Right? So at the restaurant that I worked at, one of the regulars that came in was a street magician. And so all my server friends were like, hey, you got to check out this guy to see if he's good, because they knew I was good. I was like, I'll check him out. He was really good. I heard his story. He went to prison for being so good at doing magic. He was making people's Porsche cars disappear, doing magic tricks and stealing them. So to me, I'm like, that's the coolest thing ever. You know what I mean? Like imagine how cool that is. Like
That's probably the coolest thing I've ever heard.
So
It's like, it's magic. I don't know where your car went. Right? You've got to find out. That's your part.
Yeah. Then he breaks out of prison, of course, doing a magic trick. No, I'm kidding. Imagine that'd been good.
Imagine.
But and then he's like, but he was a Christian now, changed man, married. So he was the only person that I knew to reach out to. For some reason, I just thought of him. Like, this guy is a miracle to me. He changed his life. I need to know how. So I called him up and I said, I need help. I'm going to kill myself. And he went out of his way to pick me up, took me to his house, and he was willing to sit there and listen to me. Just listen. And I just word vomited everything. I was molested, sexually abused. I'm addicted. I've been trying to kill myself. I just want to die. Why is this happening to me? And he read some scripture to me. And I've never been a religious person, but I'm an open-minded person. I always want to believe that there's something more. So it's very easy for me to receive stuff. And so what I got from the scripture that he read to me was that God gives the strongest battles to his strongest warriors. And so I had a perception shift that every terrible thing that I've gone through was supposed to happen, because I was actually strong enough to endure that pain
And survive.
to help out other people. And I've always wanted to help people. That's why I connected. People always said I was like a therapist. That's all I was good at. I feel like I was really good at caring about people. So hearing that, I was like, well, that makes so much sense then, if that's true, because that's what I want to do. Now I can help people. And so I had my first healthy spiritual experience. The thing that alcohol did for me, God did for me.
Hallelujah.
And so I was like, whatever this feeling is, I'm better. I was like, whatever this feeling is, I want more of it. The addict in me, I want more. Yeah. What do I do? And so the obsession kicked in of, I'm going to chase this. And so there was a show where a fireman went to AA I was like, oh, I think I'm supposed to go to this thing called AA, like that fireman show that I like. He goes to AA. So I go on my phone. I'm like, AA meetings near me. Oh man, they're right here in my city.
Over.
Yeah. I was like, okay, 11:30 a.m. open discussion podium meeting. I don't know what that is, but let's go. And I went there the next day. Well, actually that night before I went to the meeting, I went on Facebook and Instagram and posted everything. I was sexually abused, molested. I put it out there because in my mind I was like, I'm gonna save the world. Right. I got to be that person.
And then nobody knew about this?
Nobody knew.
Oh, wow.
And this is when Recover Out Loud wasn't a thing. Recover Out Loud didn't happen maybe until like COVID time or something, started getting popular. So, but I had no idea, alcohol being anonymous, like the program, I don't know. Yeah. So I just posted all online. And then the next day I go to a meeting and I share, they say newcomers. I'm like, what's that? Oh, me. And I go up on that podium and I share everything for the first time in front of a group of men and people. And this guy said, me too. That's when I went, this happens to more people.
Right.
What? It's crazy. Like, you too? So it blew my mind. I went, God must be real. There must be purpose to my pain. So now I'm going to do whatever I have to do. So, and then I said, what do I do? They'll get a sponsor, work the steps. That was easy for me. Yeah. I was like, okay, done. Like, I didn't struggle with it. I was stoked. I was going to Spaghetti Factory in Fullerton doing my 4-step, telling the server, look, y'all was molested. My dad was mean to me. But this is all amazing. They're like, whoa, okay.
That's hilarious. Wow.
And that's how the journey started. Was I was just so happy for the first time in my life without having to ingest any drug and alcohol, just being like, wow, I'm supposed to help people with my pain. And so I was loud. If you go on my Instagram, you'll see I have every day documented that first year. Every day, like 3 posts a day. Guys, day 1, day 2, day 3. And I was obsessed with healing, to therapy, reading. I never read a book. I was reading like multiple books a week. Tony Robbins, Jay Shetty, Mel Robbins, John C. Maxwell. I'm reading all the, and I'm blown away because I've never read a book. So to me, I'm like, whoa, what is this? Mindset by Carol Dweck. And it's just like crazy blowing my mind. Wim Hof, I'm doing ice bath therapy. I'm getting meditation. I went vegetarian. I got into ultra running.
Wow.
I started doing solo traveling.
You're so extreme.
Yes. One jump rope contest.
When I'm bad, I'm extreme. And when I'm good, I'm extreme.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But that's the only way to be.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's how it happened.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. That's incredible story of extreme pain to extreme power.
Yep.
Oh, I gotta chill because you're right. You say stuff out loud. You just said recovery out loud. And saying things out loud and sharing them with others, of course, it's like you're releasing some toxic shit that you've been harboring for so long. And then all of a sudden, there's other people like you, and then the healing begins. Yep. Because it begins in connection and it begins in community. Because alone, you're in the dark. Alone, there's nothing but your own fucked up thoughts in your head. And nothing good happens there. So you have an incredible story that can touch just so many different people. You said a powerful thing, you had a mind shift because everything begins between our ears, and you were really good at caring for people. That's powerful because if we care, we're gonna go and pick you up, and because in the beginning, care is part of love. But when I think about being in sales and why I'm really good in sales, and it's because I really care. It's really true.
Authenticity and genuineness separates you from the rest of the world. Something so simple.
Yes. Well, most people are transactional about the money, and it's like, no, it's the people.
It's low level thinking.
Yeah, the transactional part and the money part, it just comes. But so we're good as entrepreneurs. Isn't that funny? How we're all recovered addicts, and we're just so good at being entrepreneurs.
That deep desire inside of us. I tell people that the will to do has been the greatest discovery amongst human civilization, and nobody has yet discovered its limitations. Talent and skill and charisma may get somebody inside the door, but it's character that's going to keep somebody there. When you're sitting kneecap to kneecap with somebody, I've seen some of the most incredible speakers in the world, and they can speak in front of an audience of 5,000-10,000 people. But when you get them kneecap to kneecap, they're quivering. There's no character. There's no depth. There's no fruit, right? And you said something so pivotal, right? And it talks about it in the 5th step. Confess to God, to ourselves, and to another human being. right? It talks about it in the book of James,
Absolutely.
the exact nature of our wrongs. When you do that, it is so freeing. But coming from the culture I came from, we don't do that. We sweep it under the rug. Why? Because it's embarrassing. It's shameful. We don't do that. Even my mother till this day is the same exact way in that aspect, right? God forbid people know, right?
Yeah.
And through my addiction and being in recovery, it's helped my mother heal, because now she talks about a son who made it out on the other side. And my mother is transforming thousands of people's lives by just telling her son's story. Like how incredible and how amazing how God is working in the center of every single thing that we're doing. And, as Fausto was sharing, this is why I love doing podcasts, right? And just being around people that come from where I come from, have been through what I've been through, because it's so enlightening, right? I'm healing right now as we're talking. And to anybody out there, we're only touching the brink of the surface, every single one of us. I don't care how long you've been an entrepreneur for. I don't care how long you've been recovered from. That's the mindset, is Marco's always a work in progress.
Yes.
Always a work in progress. As a father, as a husband, as an entrepreneur, as a pastor, in every aspect of my life, I am just touching the brink of the surface, remaining teachable, humble, and continuously willing to learn. And if we have those simple aspects, potential is unlimited. Unlimited. That's the special thing about us human beings. When we accept God into our life, we now have a special force that lives inside of us. That everything we touch, it just prospers. It just prospers. I'm not where I'm at because I'm the best looking, even though my wife may think otherwise. I'm not where I'm at because I got the best grades in high school. It's because of a relationship with God that my life has been transformed, before my eyes. And we want to give away this gift that's been given to us, because I'm a kingdom guy, right? Experiencing heaven here on earth right now, right? You can have that. I always say heaven is the meaning of earth, and earth is the expression of heaven. We have that capacity to be that conduit between both aspects, right? And to be able to experience that joy that surpasses all understanding from an individual who had 25 years hanging over his head in prison, homeless, trafficking drugs over state lines, miserable, hepatitis C, liver failure, ODing countless times, shooting dope in the side of his neck, bottom of the barrel junkie. And today, I own 2 homes, have 3 or 4 businesses, pastor, happily married, a father. He chose me, he chose him, he chose you guys. And it says, I will take the foolish things of this world, I will exalt them, so those who think that they're wise in the eyes of this world become fooled. He has taken the most foolish person to show that he is real through our testimonies. That is so powerful. When I began to see that miracle, like Fausto said, that miracle right before my eyes, somebody who made it from this side to this side, I saw that it was possible now for me too. And that's what I want to inspire our listeners. I'll tell you something right now, an inheritance without a foundation is the root to all suffering. An inheritance passed down without a foundation is the root to all suffering. You could have all the things of this world and not have yourself internally and still be empty and miserable.
Yeah. Well, even the very wealthy, their kids are committing suicide. They're having horrible marriages. They're just, money is not at all, what God.
In a middle class environment. Now, let me tell you something, right? There's nothing wrong with these things, but making sure they're a byproduct of the actual identity of who we are rather than it forming our identity, I think is so important.
Yes,
Right.
and I think it comes down to the heart, because I know poor people that are miserable, and I know middle class people who are miserable, and I know rich people who are miserable, and I know people who are just miserable because they haven't touched their heart, or they haven't healed that thing in their heart because past traumas, right? Or they don't want to deal with the problem, so they kind of cover it up. They cover it up with their business, their success. I think especially in men, it's kind of like an ego thing.
For sure.
They'll use their man, the wife they have, the car they have to like look all that, but still deep down they're still miserable and they still portray those traits because they think that they are above it. Yeah. They're above God, or somehow they think that, you know, it's the ego thing. Yeah. And it really comes down to coming down to your senses as a person to realize that, and maybe, you know, hitting rock bottom or being around other people to kind of show you that. But, you know, working on your ego is a huge thing.
Oh, yeah. You were talking about ego, right? And that's the reason why I picked up initially. Growing up in the family that I grew up in, culture, you know, being macho, being strong, right? That part of me, I kept feeding that part of me, you know. So I completely agree with you. You know, ego is it's a huge problem in a lot of men's lives, right? From my experience.
And it doesn't allow them to get close to God sometimes because they feel they don't need him. They have everything they need, you know, kind of thing. So it, you know, they don't try. They figure everybody has problems. But I wanted to touch back to the sharing that you did with us just now, and you used the word something supernatural starts to happen. You know, when we think about God, again, you know, Jesus walked the earth many years ago. So we don't have anything visual, right? We have the stories in the Bible that talk about the miracles that happened, literal miracles, right? He raised the kid from the dead, the blind guy saw, and we don't probably have that now. But what we do have, to me, is the testimonies. Like, I was like this, and here I am now. I was like this. So most people, I look at it as the modern miracles.
Oh, yeah.
The modern miracles of what God's power still can do now, because he knows we're living in such a dark world. Yeah. But my point being, you know, we have our stories, and I love that in the core, to our core, we know that it's God. That's that special power that he gives us to do what we're doing right now, and to be humble enough to give him that glory, and to always be, you know, like you said, keep learning, keep getting better, keep healing, keep helping others, which allows us to thrive and not relapse, you know, because we make the better decisions to do good, to care, to love others, and all that, you know, another thing, all our energy, like they say, all the karma, it just changes, you know, how something can go from dark to a, you know, to a bright light.
That's a superpower, to be dependent on God. And he's my miracle. You know, like that's God walking this earth today. He's my miracle. You know, being under the hand of God creates humility. You know, God is the king of my eyes. He's the king of my mouth. He's the king of my ears. He's the king of this body. He's the king of my life. And when I give him that rulership over me, he then makes me king over my assignment, right? And what our assignments look like is different from person to person. We're in the room with entrepreneurs right now, right? We have an assignment. But when you give him rulership over that, like Marco's ways got him locked up in prison, right? Marco's ways got him to the rooms of Alcoholics Anonymous. It was something that I needed bigger than me to get me to where I needed to go. I knew Marco was the problem. That was one of the greatest realizations I ever had, but I didn't know what the solution looked like. And then I met people like Fausto. I met people like you, where I'm like, these are walking miracles. If they can do it, so can I. And that's why I fell in love with documentaries and biographies. Because I'm like, this person came exactly where I came from, but now they're on the other side. That is so, so, so powerful.
It's proof.
Proof.
It's proof.
Evidence. It's not a blind faith, it's evidence. A good tree bears good fruit, and a bad tree bears bad fruit. But a bad tree can't bear good fruit. So when I see somebody who's bearing good fruit in their life, I know that they're connected to the right vine, and I want what he has.
And the fruits are, you know, they're blooming. We're blooming.
Yeah.
So since we're, you know, like I said, we are a bunch of entrepreneurs, and like they say, doing something with your life after recovery, right? You have to become a productive person.
Amen.
So most people will get a job, right? But here we are. We're all, entrepreneurs. Yeah. So I wanted to talk about it. Been waiting to talk about the peptide thing. That's your business, right? So I don't know anything about it. Can we just do like a real quick, like why it's good, and then I'll give you some money? All right.
Yeah. You get the big stack.
Game changer.
So when it comes to what peptides are, the way I explain it is, one, it's healthy, right? I think everybody wants to feel healthy and get in shape tomorrow, right? That's what we all want, right? I want the six-pack right now.
Right now.
And so they created something called steroids at one point, right? But, steroids have psychological effects. It shuts off your hormones. It's just bad for you, right? It's really just, you might visually look good, but it's going to damage you. It's not realistic, That's what
you look good, but you can't get it.
So peptides is something that actually works just as fast as steroids, but it's actually healthy. So they finally created something for the body. Yeah,
I want to be on them.
I got the NAD. So, but before, it's alchemy peptide for the audience.
Yeah, alchemy peptides.
We'll tag their Instagram page and so forth. But I just want to say they're amazing. NAD, C-Max.
We're gonna get you on that Motzi next one.
I want it all.
I wanted to say something just real quick, not because we're in the room together and because he's my brother, but with the peptides, he is so passionate about it, and because of his heart of service, right? He does it like nobody else I know. That's the truth.
I know. I've texted him like, "Hey, what do you recommend?" He's like, "Oh, you do this." He recommend this, and then he sent me over like a file. He's good at like, "Oh, these are the steps."
He's present. I'm like, bro, maybe you're a little bit too much, but he's always he's always available.
Yeah.
Well, I have a question, and I don't know if it's the same for everybody, but Rocio's 30 and I'm 60. Would that be like a different concoction of peptides for me than it would for her?
No.
I just have to take twice as much?
The cool thing is peptides are so universal, right? Grandma could take it. Your kid in high school could take it. An athlete could take it. A gamer could take it. Somebody who works at an office job can take it. And someone who's a professional athlete can take it. Anyone could take it, which is cool. It's universal.
But what about how much you take? Like you just named all these different people that can take.
All universal.
So we all take the same amount?
The only thing that would be different would be the weight loss one. Everybody has a different tolerance. So you start at a beginner dose, and then you work your way up to figure out what dose works.
So there's a peptide that works for weight loss?
Yes. Yeah, there's a peptide for everything.
Yeah, retatrutide, trizipatide, maybe you've heard of? Trizipatide.
Is that like the...
Manjaro, people know that. Zepbound, yeah. So that's the weight loss peptide.
And that's a healthy thing?
That is a healthy thing.
Oh, okay.
You got to just do it right.
Right.
Because anything can be done wrong, right?
Sure.
So we let people know, like...
No addictive property to these things, right?
No, and the cool thing about
we're a bunch of addicts in the room.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I kind of hug my peptides sometimes a little too close. I'm like, I know you can't do anything extra to me, but for some reason, I like the caps are all blue and green and purple, I'm like...
You're like a pharmacist, though. You have like a lot. I've seen your stories. I'm like, damn.
If you're going to be selling peptides like I do, you can be educated.
Of course.
My wife's a biomedical engineer with a scientist background. I'm a clinical therapist, so I have that part. And then my other business partner is a UFC fighter. So I educated myself. If you have cancer, don't take BPC 157 or TB 500. In theory, it can make the tumor bigger. If you have SIBO or IBS, you cannot probably take the weight loss one because it's going to make your constipation even worse.
I don't.
Right? If you...
Do you have IBS?
No, but the constipation part, oh God, it's the worst feeling. I would hate to take something that's going to do that because it's not going to work.
So then the other one too is there's some peptides where I let people know, like, make sure you have Benadryl on hand because you can have allergic reaction. So it's good to know these things, right? That's just with anything though, right? Like
sure.
Anything. My girlfriend, she can't take Advil. Advil's not bad. She's like, I just can't take it. It's not bad.
Everybody's body's different. So you definitely have to gauge, I guess, what's going on in the beginning.
So that's why it's good to work with someone who knows that stuff, to ask you those questions and to guide you in a healthy way. Because peptides, I believe, are the future. I have people, neuropathy is gone. Arthritis is gone. Tendinitis is gone. You know what I mean? They're ADD, they're more present, they're happier, they're healthier, they're finally looking the way they want to look.
I had a knee, I felt something in my knee, and I've been taking TB 500. Yeah. And within like the second week, I felt like the pain and everything. I was like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
Faust, can you share with people why is it a healthier alternative than steroids?
Yeah, because the thing is, peptides are amino acids, right? So it's what our body produces already. It's just stimulating what's already in your body. So that's why your body goes, oh, I know what this is. Let's absorb it within 24 hours. And that's why you get results quick. So as our body already produces this stimulant, that's why it's natural, it's healthy. Steroids is we're putting something fake in you to tell your body you don't need it no more.
Yeah. Which is why it's bad. It's foreign, right?
Yeah.
So it can't be good with time.
No, because your body goes, oh, well, if you're already producing this, then you don't need us. And then it shuts off your system naturally. So with amino acids, it's healthy. It's like taking fish oil, vitamin C, multivitamin. That's something you should take for the rest of your life.
Yeah, I heard of amino acids. Yeah,
because our foods don't give us those nutrients that we need. Our body is depleted over 95 different minerals, right? And what happens is as we begin to get older, this computer in our body shuts down. So the BPC, when it comes into our body, it says healing agent. Right, CJC releases natural growth hormone. So what it does is it turns that computer back inside our body. And when you're getting steroids, like he said, you're getting it from this outside source. So it says, I don't need to produce it myself anymore. So all it's doing is enhancing what we already have. And I don't have the skin by chance. This is GHK. You know, it's been a game changer. And he knows.
How long have you been on that peptide?
It's been now about a year and a half. So when he originally came to me, I was like, Faust, listen, you know, I like to be educated on things, right? So before you give it to me, I got to do my homework. And he's like, oh, take this one. Thank you. But I want to know what I'm putting inside my body, right? I'm not going to put 6 things in my body at once because then I don't know what's working, what's not working, and so forth.
Smart.
So I began to really educate myself. I'd like to have an understanding behind what is going on in my body, right? So I always encourage people, before you buy them, number one, go get yourself a blood test done. Right, I got a biomeridian done, right, to check every organ, fiber, muscle inside my body, right, to see exactly where my body stands, so I can work off of something.
What's that term?
Biomeridian.
I'm gonna write that down.
Okay, for my natural path. He was one that originally had got me on it. Then when he came to me, it was like a word of confirmation, right? And I was at 285. Okay. Now I haven't eaten fast food in 9 years. I haven't eaten fried food in even longer, right? Why am I gaining weight? What's wrong here? My body was going into survival mode. So
how old are you?
I'm 32. So everything that I was eating...
You're 32?
32. Everything I was eating was getting stored as fat rather than getting stored as energy. So when I took the peptides, it says we're going to store you as energy rather as fat. Inflammation in my body was at an all-time high. Anybody who's educated about the body, inflammation is one of the leading causes of diseases, right? So my natural path told me, he said, you're going to the gym 6 days a week. That's great. He said, but you're actually doing an adverse effect. You're causing high inflammation in your body by what you're eating and going to the gym so much. So tone it down. And he started to get me on the peptides. Now the peptides over there were about 6x the price of what Fausto had them for. And anybody out there, that's what you're going to run into, right? Little by little, I began to educate myself, and they have been an absolute game changer. But I will tell you this, and Fausto will confirm it. If you're taking peptides, make sure your prayer game 10x's. Why is that, Fausto?
Because you're going to be looking so damn good and feeling so good that you're going to think, I don't need anybody. I can get anybody I want. You piss me off, I'll get with them. They'll want me. Everybody wants me. Yeah. And then I go, oh gosh, I need the prayer peptide.
Yeah.
Oh God, that's funny.
Keep me safe because I look so damn good.
Yeah.
Well, to all my homegirls on my friend side, all my homegirls on the business side, I'm gonna get myself educated, and I'm gonna bring you guys all the peptides you need.
I got you.
We're all gonna be like, yeah, we look good.
Oh, yeah.
I can't wait. All right.
Well, I definitely could say I'm taking the anti-aging one, so I'm not taking it.
The anti-aging one at 30.
Yeah.
I need
32. It's for collagen.
Okay.
You know? So that
yeah,
works.
right when we're done with the show, we're gonna
do so much.
We're gonna
NAD.
start.
We're gonna be back in high school.
We're gonna.
That's the thing. You guys can see it. NAD is really common. You see that in spas.
That's all over. But that's all over the social media too.
Yeah.
The Kim Kardashian, right? Oh, it's because her mother. She just went back 20 years. It's like.
Yeah, there's one called Epitalin that you do twice a year, and it literally
That's it? Twice a year?
and it literally reverses your biology. You can wear a Whoop watch that tell your age, what you're at, and you'll see it reverse and make you younger.
No way.
Yeah.
Is it expensive?
No, because you only got to do it twice a year. So I mean, if you think about it, it's like $400. That's $800 a year.
Oh wow!
A year.
See, guys,
It's
girls,
It's nothing. Yeah.
we're gonna reverse.
There's
We're
makeup
gonna buy
that
a
costs
watch
more
and
than
we're going
that.
backwards,
I'm like,
girls.
what?
So again, I feel that we all really believe, we're successful people. Again, we may not be billionaires.
Not yet.
Right? Not yet. So you think you're successful, right? We're making impact. We're making a little money.
Oh, do I? Yeah, I believe I am tremendously successful. My father the other day, he had asked me, he said, if you're going through something, would you call on your family or would you call on somebody successful, right? That was a question. I said, I'll call on the person who's successful over the family, because my family isn't all successful. And just because I don't measure success by finances, right? But first things first, it's internal, right? So do you have the joy? Do you have the peace? Do you have the freedom? Or are you an entrepreneur but still locked down 80 hours a week? That's not freedom, right? Are you I tell people this all the time. Are you actually an entrepreneur, or are you self-employed? Those are very, very, very different. Very, very different. If Marco can't be removed from the picture, that's not success, right? Marco's got to be able to be removed in the machines. Got to be able to still run accordingly. But
that's an entrepreneur.
Knowing this guy, I believe that he's tremendously, tremendously successful. I mean, he's rich in all aspects of life from the outside, but for us, it's family means everything to us, right? So my wife is always exalted. She's healthy. She's doing well. My kids, they're doing well. They all have Christ. My son was baptized back a few weeks ago. My daughter spoke in front of a congregation of about 600 people.
What? How old are your children?
My son is 6. My son is son's 14. My daughter's 16, and she is known and she's popular and she's cool. But she is the one that's known to follow Christ and to be a trendsetter. That's that's the victory today. Wow. And then
we need more of that.
The bread, the money, right? The house, the business. Those are all cherries. It says, "Seek the kingdom of righteousness, and everything else will be added." Yes. People forget that second part. Mm-hmm. Everything else will be added. If you don't have everything else added, I don't believe you're seeking the right kingdom. Mm-hmm. Because my life shows that if I seek the kingdom, I also get blessed externally as well. They've went hand in hand, and that's personal experience. Mm-hmm. Myself. And like I was saying before, when you give God dominion over your life, you're gonna have dominion over that assignment. So if your life's not prospering, you're not serving the God that I serve. That's just from my experience, at least.
Yeah, and he creates a good, for his company that he owns, he creates a good work culture.
Yes.
And his culture is families first. He always tell me, it's your wife's birthday, go celebrate, don't work. You guys want to go on vacation, go take some time off, just let me know. Like, just as long as you get your work done, I don't care how you do it. Like, just go live your life. I want you to have freedom. Let me know what you need. Yeah. Let me know if you want more. How can I help? Yeah. And that's a beautiful thing to have.
It is. And like they say, when we're in our deathbed, we never say, oh, I wish I would have worked more. Yeah. Oh, I wish I would have, you're more like, I wish I would have went to the game. I wish I would have done this.
That vacation, traveled, went there, tried that.
Yes.
But at the same time, what makes a great wife in my experience is she don't get in the way of the vision God instilled in my heart. I have a deep desire inside of myself to make impact, and my wife knows that. So she's along, for the ride, as well. It's about communication and dialogue with one another. I believe over all things, that's what I've realized along my journey. My kids, they understand what this assignment consists of, as well. But sharing it with them and communicating, that with them is super important. It's super crucial. And I had to get honest with myself. When I was building the business, I said, Marco, when you worked with other people and they capped you out, you felt like a caged animal. How can you create infinite growth for people on your team, right? And what I did was I started creating roles around their talents and skills rather than trying to get a square peg and put it into a round hole. Because genius. So many people try to take the person and fit them into a role and mold them to that role. It's not the way to do it, from my experience. You get their talent and their skill, and you leverage that so they're always operating an assignment, so they're working off of energy, and they never get burnt out. This man's a machine.
Yeah. When you figure people's talents, like you said, when you can be that good of a leader that you can take an individual and see their strengths and the skill sets that they have, and like you said, put them in the right. You know how I say when you play chess and put them in the right spot, you're gonna win. They're gonna be happy. right? So they're going to come to work all because they're
totally.
good at what they do. They're making impact. They're part of the team, and it's it's ingredients for the best cake you can make.
That's it. I like that one. The best cake you can make. I'm gonna take that one.
Oh, I did put it.
You got yours out.
You are a machine. Do you take anything like coffee or any of that stuff?
I mean,
For energy, you mean?
Yeah.
I would
Cash out.
I would say I don't really need coffee or energy drinks to.
Because you're always up.
I've just always been like that. I'm just excited about life. I think what gets me excited is just I don't know. I don't know. I love people. Like, I love creating. I love fun. Like I don't know. I get like I'm like I will. He knows. Like I'll be like 4 a.m. working, and I wake up at 7 a.m. to go do something. It's just how I am.
He texted me the other
Well,
evening
you
at
don't
12
even have
o'clock.
bags or
I'm in my
anything.
third
What's
dream.
going on? People that don't
text me
sleep
at 12.
usually have, ojeras.
Like the best way I put it is like this, because people ask me like, "What's the secret?" And I go, well, one, there is no secret with me. This is how I am. It's not like I have a skill. This is how I move. I don't know. I've always been like this. Like I've always been like, okay, I'm going to DJ, and then I'm going to skateboard, then I'm going to go here, and then I'm going to go out here, then I'm going to drive to San Diego, then I'm going to drive to LA.
Yeah, that was me on meth.
Yeah, I'm like that. I'm like,
Exactly like that.
I'm like that sober,
Sheesh.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's see if the peptides help me out of
But
it.
don't
will.
get me wrong. I eat healthy. I take peptides. I exercise. I do cold plunge. I do infrared saunas. I do keto diet because I have ADHD.
Yeah.
I'm
gonna do
healthy.
that. I think I have ADHD.
Oh, I know you do.
Yeah.
I know you do.
You're one of us. For
You're
sure.
one of us. I see it in there. Yeah. So honestly, I do have to take care of myself though. I'm very disciplined with that.
Yeah.
I love it. Because the thing is this, fitness was one of my first loves in middle school. I like things that are not, it's funny, I like things that I can do myself and there's no cap. So working out was the first thing that I did. I was like, whoa, like I like this. I feel good. I can do it myself as long as I want. It's endless. So for me, in my recovery, it's really easy to be obsessed with like health.
Yeah. So real quick, because I love
Yeah.
jump rope. That's my go-to
That's the
for
best.
cardio. I don't run. I don't. I like to jump.
all you
So tell
need.
me a little bit about your jumping. I've seen you.
Yeah.
I can't go jump like that, but I can jump.
Yeah. We'll have you jumping like that.
Yeah.
So it's crazy, right? So when I got sober, I was at Crunch Fitness, day one, crying, and I had a jump rope in my bag. Crying because it was my first day of sobriety. I'm just in pain. The first beginning,
And you were already at the gym?
Oh yeah, I've always worked out.
Oh, okay.
But I'm like tweaked out in the gym, like on ecstasy, like
funny.
these weights feel really good.
Yeah.
I was that guy. So I had a jump rope in my bag, and this probably sounds crazy, and maybe I was still high, but I was like, I think my jump rope's talking to me.
Oh.
And my jump rope was like, Fausto, you're gonna be the best jump roper in the world. All you gotta do is jump rope every day.
Yeah.
And literally, I was like, okay. So if you look at my Instagram,
Jump rope.
I started recording myself jump rope every day, and then all of a sudden, I was like, oh, there's a jump rope community online. Everyone's like, yo, you're really good. I'm like, am I? And then there was all these jump rope people, so I started following them, making videos, and they're just like, dude, you're so good. I like that validation. So I'm like, oh, am I?
Yeah.
And I go, oh my gosh, the jump rope was talking to me. well, who made this jump rope? So I'm looking at the jump rope name, Buddy Lee. Who's Buddy Lee? Look him up. Oh my gosh. I got to tell Buddy Lee he saved my life. Okay, so what's that going to look like? Okay, if I jump rope every day, one day he'll see me. So then there was a jump rope contest in Venice Beach when I 8 months sober. I was like, jump rope contest? Like Rush Athletics from the UK, he made a jump rope for Floyd Mayweather? I'm supposed to go there. It's part of my mission. So I go there and all these jump ropers and I win the jump rope contest. Everyone's like, bro, who are you? And I'm like, I don't know, but it feels really good. And then the #1 jump rope channel official jump rope dudes were there to meet that guy to do a collab. So they go, hey, can we do a interview with you on on how jump roping helped you beat your addiction? I was like,
wow.
You guys want to interview me?
Perfect. Yeah.
So I was like, okay. So that was like one of those like, whoa, it's really happening. And then after that, the #1 jump roper in the world, Buddy Lee, who made the rope, who's an Olympic athlete, he was doing a seminar in Monrovia. And I was like,
I'm going.
I gotta go to that. So, I go to it and I see one of the guys there that I recognize from Instagram, but Buddy Lee's not there. I was like, oh, gosh, too good to be true. But his teammate said, no, wait, you're Fausto, right? I go, yeah. He goes, give me a second. He goes, Buddy Lee's been watching you. He wants to talk to you. I go, what? And so so I talk with him on the phone. I'm in awe. It's like a basketball player talking to Michael Jordan. You know? So I'm talking to him, and I can't believe it's real. And then, you know, they gave me some free jump ropes too, which is awesome. And
can I have one?
all of a sudden, I got you. And then probably about a month after that, I get a phone call from Buddy Lee, and he goes, "Hey, I want you to be on the team. I'm gonna fly you out. We want you to fly out to DC. We're gonna do a certification class. I want you on the team." And I remember I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is it. It's gonna happen." But then I remember thinking like, "Crap, I'm not good at saving money. I'm irresponsible. I give all my money away." I had like, you know, I had about a year sober. I was like, how am I going to buy my flights, my hotel? How am I going to get there? And then I remember I felt crushed, and I felt like I just like messed up. Here I go again, being irresponsible with my money. I had an opportunity of a lifetime. I messed it up. And remember, I come from poverty, so there's no money. The people in my group therapy class, because I was a counselor, they were like, "Why are you sad?" I'm like, you know, I'm vulnerable. Guys, I messed up. I had an opportunity. I don't have the money. They go, "Why don't you make a GoFundMe?" I'm like, I ain't gonna make no GoFundMe for myself. I'm not that person. I don't like asking for things. Neither. So they made me a GoFundMe, and I made the money within less than like 8 hours.
That's
really?
Awesome.
So I was able to get my flight.
Cool. It was meant to be.
Yeah.
The jump rope was.
So I went over there, did the course. I'm sitting with Buddy Lee at Benihana's, and he goes, "What do you want to tell me?" I go, "Your jump rope saved my life." And then I became one of the top jump ropers in the world, and I've won stuff, done talent shows, and I'm on the team. If you go on Amazon, you'll see me on the team for the jump ropes.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's incredible. He's incredible.
Wow, Fausto, man.
Yeah, just being an addict.
Right?
That's all it is.
Wow, like you say, when we're good, we're we're good, or when we're bad, we're bad. When we're good, we're better. I wanted to find out. What is anybody of the company?
So we have a few. So there's we built an enterprise around the Journey to Solutions name. So we have the Journey to Solutions Educational Community Resource Center.
Where can people find you?
You can find us on Instagram at Journey TO Solutions. You can find us on Facebook. And then we also have our podcast, which is Journey with the number 2 Solutions. So you can find us on YouTube, on Apple, and on Spotify. And then we also have a 501c3 nonprofit organization, the Journey to Solutions Recovery Ministry, and we're planted all across the nation, right? And we have Christ-centered programs to facilitate connection, love, and to show people that there's a life beyond your wildest dreams. And then I am also owner of a treatment facility by the name of Caring Hands.
Caring Hands, where is that?
That's located in Corona, and we'll be expanding to the San Juan area as well.
Nice.
That's great. So is that for people can come and live and
all levels of care, from detox to residential to PHP to IOP to OP. Then we also have sober livings. I don't believe in just a 90 to 120 day program. I believe into a lifestyle. Still to this very day, I need community, I need fellowship, and I need connection. I need things like this. So we show people how not only to get sober, but how to recover, and then how to have a life beyond your absolute wildest of wildest dreams. Because if it's possible for us, it's just as possible for you out there.
Amen.
So yeah, if anybody in our audience knows somebody, I know somebody.
Do you mind if I leave my number out there for them?
No, of course not.
Yeah. You can contact. Look, I've never done this before, and I'm going to do it right now.
Let's do it.
Right? I'm going to do it right now.
First time.
My personal number I'm going to give out, right? Because I want you to be able to reach out to me on a personal level as well. If you have any questions, my number is 908.
Hold on. Let me save it now.
Yes.
Hold on right there.
I don't do this. I don't do this very often, but God's putting it on my heart right now. So I'm going to.
I'm ready, Marco.
908 670 0040. And like I said, my name is Marco Ferrante, and if you can't contact me, Fausto's available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You could always call him.
He's up at 4 a.m., guys, girl. So
Yeah, so my social media platforms are all Hope Dealer Fausto on their YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Like I said, I'm the host of the Journey to Solutions podcast, which is on YouTube, where we interview people from all walks of life that overcoming the impossible with the power of God. My YouTube channel, I have one called Vulnerable Reps, which is workouts and deep conversations. I step into people's worlds of their fitness, whether it's cycling, running, fighting, even creativity, going in the studio with musicians, and I get to interview them on deep conversations. And then I have to try to, rap on their track or do worship music with them and create. And so, just bringing
How cool is that?
awareness and vulnerability to people. Anything you guys need help with. Or peptides, alchemypeptide.com.
We are in on the peptides,
Everybody gets 20%
right, girls?
off in this room and on
20%. Okay, so we want the
Crazy.
personal number. Are you going to give out your personal number too?
My personal Alchemy Peptide number is 714. This is for the slow listeners. 759 7087.
Love it. All right, guys, we just hooked you up. We're all going to look better. Hopefully we can do a part 2. Because this
When tomorrow?
peptide thing,
Well,
girls,
you do a
girls,
part
the
two with
peptide thing, right?
You talk
Yeah,
about.
I know you guys want to hear about it. I know. You're already like going to call me.
They want to see us
I
do it.
already
Next
know.
episode, we'll go ready and go.
Go.
And all of us will be
On
like,
And then
on
maybe you
camera.
could do a part 2 with no more 24-hour tokens or chips. Now you get like 7 days.
Oh,
14
all right.
days.
Oh, that's a good goal. Thank you.
Yes.
Yes. Or maybe we could do a before. Here we are before the peptides, guys, and then the after.
oh, you'll see
Yeah.
it. You'll see it too. That red a true tie, you'll see it.
Yeah, let's go.
We'll
I'm
bring you
in.
pictures next
I
time,
am
before
all
and
in.
after.
I'm
Yeah,
like you,
before-
Fausto. I'm all in. Shit, 110%. And I want to Ben Lee. I gotta write it
Buddy
down.
Lee.
Buddy Lee. See, I have to write it
Look
down.
him up. He's
I need
crazy.
a rope, and then I'm gonna start recording myself jumping. Yeah, right. Well, guys, this has been my favorite. You guys have such an incredible story. You have such an incredible story. I'm like speechless. I don't even know what to say, but I'm glad you're here. I'm glad we had this time together.
Thank you so much, ladies, for having us on here
This is
today.
amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
So thank you, Marco and Fausto, for being here today. It was such a privilege to have listened to what I just listened to and to watch live what I just watched. And I know it's going to be a tremendous impact. And we even joked about it in the beginning that we hope to, or it came out to, we hope we're touching people, but in a good way. And we hope, and I sincerely think this episode is going to touch a lot of people. I just know it is, not just from the recovery side, but there's a special treat looped into that episode on the peptide side. So you guys are in for a treat, and thank you guys so much for showing up and showing out. And then come New Year's, after the break, we're going to go on a hiatus for a couple of weeks. Per Jordan, the producer, I just want to say I am very, very grateful for the both of you. Very grateful to Jordan, very grateful for Mr. Don, and super privileged to be a part of this team, and super excited for everything that has happened this last year. Love you guys tremendously from the bottom of my heart. Wishing
you.
everyone out there, all of our listeners, a very, very Merry Christmas and a happy New Year. Stay sober for the ones that are sober out there. Stay tuned for the ones that are
California
out there.
sober?
Hey, the other day you shared that we made the top 25% in Spotify. I don't know exactly what that
Explain
means.
that to me.
But it sounded cool.
Congratulations. And thank you so much to all of the audience, our followers, people that like, share, comment. You guys, without you guys, we wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
We're having fun. We hope you're having fun. We hope you guys had a wonderful holiday and the one coming up. Thanksgiving just passed, and Frank just, was talking about how grateful he is for our friendship. And I feel the exact same way. New relationships are better than anything else that you can buy. I hope everybody had a productive year, and thank you for the follows and the likes, and share the show.
Thanks for listening to the Triangle Hustle podcast. If you like what you heard, please give us a follow, a like, and a share with anyone who might be interested in hustling with us. Leave us a comment. Let us know what other subjects you'd like the Triangle to cover. We'll see you next time.